Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again. Here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my monthly review for the Walking Dead comic book series. This month we're doing The Walking Dead issue 111. Alright, so sometimes I just straight up forget about the Walking Dead comic book series, its release dates and everything. Luckily, you guys remind me. You're like, where's the Walking Dead 111 review? Oh yeah, that hits today. I totally forgot. This review, as always, will contain spoilers, so for anyone who hasn't read the issue yet and doesn't want me to ruin it for you, you may or may not want to watch this. So we knew we were going to get a pretty serious, at least, character death in the Walking Dead comic book series in this issue, mainly because of the cover. I mean, there are instances where you have a cover for The Walking Dead which may not exactly represent what's going to be inside that issue. This one was one that it actually did, and it made sense too, because you know, for the longest time, I've been looking at that cover and thinking, oh, who's he going to kill? Doing some speculation. Is it going to be Rick? Is it going to be somebody else? I never once thought, spoilers, it would be Spencer. I never thought it. I never thought that Negan would go to Alexandria to get supplies while Rick was out with the others meeting up at the Kingdom getting ready to attack. So that's a pretty interesting angle and something different from what I thought was going to happen. So in terms of who Rick cares about, I think everybody is basically with him in terms of who he really cares about, because over time so many members of his group have come in and come out. At this point, you know, Carl, Andrea, Michonne, those are really the mainstays now that he cares about. I mean, Maggie's off at the hilltop on her own. Everybody else is pretty much dead who he's really cared for over time. So if Negan goes on a rampage in Alexandria, I don't think, I mean, obviously Rick would be pissed because like Eugene's there, so that's one character, but I don't know how much, to what extent he cares about Eugene. I mean, yeah, not very much, and a lot of the other characters too. But it is interesting, like strategically, where everything is placed out now, because you have Negan with a splinter group at Alexandria, probably the last place that they would expect him to be, sort of vacationing there, causing some chaos already. And then you've got Rick and the others of the Kingdom, and they're talking about attacking some of the outposts and then going in for the kill against Negan when he's not there. So that's an interesting setup for this war that is about to begin. So that intrigues me very much. I really like that setup, because I never saw it coming, and I didn't think that was what was going to happen. I didn't think that while he was out, Negan would actually be at Alexandria. So last thing I would have thought. And also, based on the cover, amazing cover, by the way. We'll start with that. Just crazy awesome cover by Charlie Adler. I didn't think it was going to be Spencer that was going to get it. So, yeah. So anyway, let's get into it from the top. So we start off, obviously, amazing cover, like I said. Carl wants to go play with Ezekiel's tiger, and he gets caught sneaking out at night. So that was kind of funny. He's like, you want to go play with the tiger, don't you? And Carl just kind of looks at him like, it was caught me. And then he tells him he'll have plenty of time to play with it tomorrow. And basically, just a quick scene of Michonne where she goes to sleep without her sword, and then she grabs it and actually tucks into bed with it. Sleeps with her sword. Don't be stupid, she says. So that was cool. Let's see. So then we've got Jesus. He's arguing with Gregory at the hilltop, getting ready to lead all the troops into their bus, getting ready to go to the Kingdom. Arguing with him a little bit, but Gregory is not really in on this anyway. So I think he's more likely to just stay out of it. And Jesus is bringing his, I think it was somewhere around 20 or so, 10, 20 fighters. I think he said 20 here, to the Kingdom. And then Ezekiel actually has, did they say 40? Was it 4? I think it was 40, roughly. And then, of course, Rick has his, let's say, I don't know, 10 or whatever, but tough as nails 10. Not quite 10, just a little bit less. And then combine all of that together, that's pretty much equal to what we know Negan has at this point, or at least what we think he has. He could have more, but we're thinking it's somewhere around 60, and that's what Rick is thinking too, even though the outposts could have a lot more. But they also have Dwight, who's on their side as well too. But either way, because the numbers are so close, it's got to be a bloodbath. And especially where Negan is, because they don't know that Negan's there. They think he's probably back at his home location. So that's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. Okay, so they're all preparing. They're all getting ready. We get some different lines of dialogue. Andrea's putting together a group of snipers. You've got Michonne, and she's doing a little training, getting ready with some swordsmen of the kingdom there, with Ezekiel and that. Ezekiel's got his tiger still, of course. And they don't have a tiger. So that's an advantage as well, too. And then basically Negan just, I mean, aside from that, the rest of the issue is Negan shows up at Alexandria, bangs on the gate. Olivia lets him in. She tells him that they've been starving, and he looks at her because she's heavy set, of course, right? And he says, "By practically, you mean not effing really?" And then, of course, she starts crying in the whole bit. And so some funny banter with Negan in this. There always is. Like every issue Negan's in, I laugh at least once. Usually twice to three times, but at least laugh out loud once every time. So there's that. Going on from there, we have Spencer. He wants to talk to Negan. He says, please, all politely, all stuff like that. Really clean-cut kid, you know, got his shirt tucked in with his jeans and everything like that. And Negan just does not dig it at all, dude, at all. I really like the way this ending kind of came out of nowhere, because I was thinking like, like when I first read it, I was like, oh, is he gonna rat out Rick? Does he know what Rick's up to, what he's doing? Is Negan gonna go for it? What's gonna be the deal here? And so probably the best lines of dialogue in the entire issue come right at the end almost. So Spencer pleads with Negan to kill Rick and put him in charge, basically. That's essentially what he's saying without saying it. His actions, that's what he's basically saying. Actions speak louder than words. And then here, let me just see so I get the line exactly right. So Negan says, you wanted to take over. Why not just kill Rick and take the F over? And then Spencer's like, I didn't. And then Negan's like, you know why? Because you got no guts. And then he grabs his knife and cuts his guts open. Jesus. Oh, Jesus. And then after, you've got Spencer, and he's like laying there trying to hold his guts together as they're falling all over the place. And then you get this sadistic picture of Negan as he's looking down. Amazing artwork by Charlie Adler, as always. And to me, he's one of the best at drawing emotion, because this one definitely captures that. And then he says, oh, how embarrassing. There they are. They were inside you the whole time. You did have guts. I've never been so wrong before in my life. And then he tells one of his men to clean him up before some kids see him or something. I want to go play some pool. So, and I mean, that basically sums up the issue in a sense. I mean, there's more lines and stuff like that, but I'm not going to go into detail about every single one because my reviews are pretty long as it is. I've been trying to kind of keep my length of reviews down because a lot of people don't tend to watch them all the way through. So I'm going to try to shorten a lot of my reviews a little bit more than I usually do. In terms of score for this issue, I did enjoy this issue a lot. I really think it's interesting where Negan is now. I never expected Spencer to be the one to get it. And I also didn't expect all of the group members of this resistance to Negan, Rick's group, Ezekiel's group at the Kingdom, and Jesus from the Hilltop and his group as well, to all be able to get together and get to the point where they can actually go in as one force together. So I wasn't expecting that to happen, so that was unexpected as well. So in terms of the score, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Thought it was a really great issue. As always, the issues have always been great. It's just that we get them, and they're with comic books, and this is the same thing with all comic books, most of them anyway, is that each month you only get like 20 pages roughly, of material. So because the art does take that long for the artist to do it, and the writer and everything like that. So it is cool to get that, all the time like that every month. But certainly isn't as much to cover in one issue as like the television series would be, of course. So yeah, so sometimes I read the books and then I kind of fall out. And I always read The Walking Dead every time it's released. But sometimes I don't think about it much during the month until it hits, and then boom, I go back into it again. And then I want to read, all the recent chapters again because they're so fun and everything. And but I am really excited to see how the whole Negan situation resolves itself what happens next, the bloodbath and everything that is about to ensue, the war. And also to see who's going to play Negan in the TV series. Because that'll be cool if we ever get there. I think we will. I think we will get there and they're going to pick somebody. I'd have to say, I've done a video on this, by the way, on who should play Negan. I think, now that I've thought about it for a while, I think Bruce Campbell would actually be the best person to play Negan. Because he's a legendary, zombie film actor, right? Of course, with the Evil Dead and everything, Army of Darkness and all that. He's funny at the same time, and he's got really black hair, dark hair. And now that he's older, he is kind of wider. So I think he probably would be the best. So that would be awesome to see. Anyway, getting a little bit off topic, so that means it's time to pretty much call it here. Let me know what you guys think will happen next in the Walking Dead comic book series. I mean, we should be seeing a ton of deaths come up. I think it's going to last a while. I think it's going to be at least probably 10 issues, like a whole year of this just war. Maybe 20 issues. Because the Governor War was like a long time. It was like 30 issues, 20 issues, something like that. Maybe 30. So we should have quite a bit to go with Negan still. And because there's a lot more people involved, there's a lot more characters. The Governor didn't have that many men at Woodbury, did he? No, I don't think so. And Rick didn't have that many fighters on his side either. So now he's got a lot more. So it should be probably the biggest war we've seen in The Walking Dead so far. I'm excited. I'm excited. Let me know what you guys thought about the chapter. I'll call it here. That's it for this video, guys. I'll see you for the next one. This is Trev, and I'm saying peace.